Hey lovelies, I am Alberta Payne Ajabin, and you're here on Girls Talk with Berta. Today's topic is going to be on bacterial yeast infection. You can call me a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. I'm just a doctor for this video. Have you had bacterial yeast infection before? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. In Ghana, locally, it's called white. Worldwidely, it's called trash. Bacterial yeast infection is a fungal infection that causes irritation, intense itching, and a discharge from your vagina and around your vulva. There are so many things that causes bacterial yeast infection. Some like wearing wet clothes, especially let's say you go to a swimming pool and then after swimming you're still wearing a wet cloth. It can cause bacterial yeast infection. How? There are chemicals in the swimming pool that you swam in. So after getting out of the swimming pool and you don't remove the wet cloth, it can get into your skin and then can cause hormonal imbalance. Also, if you have diabetes, you can have bacterial yeast infection. Also, there's a thing called douching, and douching, if you ask me, douching is introducing water into your vajayjay. Let's say vajayjay for now instead of vagina, okay? That is like too raw. So introducing water into your vajayjay can kill healthy bacteria. I mean, in your vajayjay, the bacteria in there, but they're healthy ones. But then if you continue to douche repeatedly, the healthy bacteria in your vajayjay can be killed, which can cause bacterial yeast infection. Also, your diet, of course, your diet. Those who love sugary stuffs, if you continue to take in refined carbohydrate diet, that is processed stuffs or manufactured stuffs that contain a whole lot of sugar, refined sugar, then you're given a way for bacteria to just, swim it way into your life. Also, when your immune system is weakened, it can cause bacterial yeast infection. Those who love antibiotics, those who love taking a whole lot of medicine, self-medication and all those stuff, there are antibiotics inside. You can have bacterial yeast infection. You can also get bacterial yeast infection if there's a hormonal imbalance. There are so many symptoms that will show if you have bacterial yeast infection. One major symptom is the fact that you're gonna itch severely. Also, you have a burning sensation, especially when you're urinating or having an affair. You also have redness or swelling of your vulva. Also, you have vaginal pain and soreness. You can have a vaginal rash if it's that severe. You're going to have a discharge which is thick and also odorless, but then with the appearance of a white cottage cheese. And also the discharge is watery. It's not like your normal discharge. I had bacterial yeast infection when I was in senior high school. I thought I was never going to have bacterial yeast infection. I never knew I was gonna have it. I always heard people saying white, you get white, you get ejepu. Yeah, that's what they call it. I hear it, but then I haven't had an experience before. But this one day, there was a day that I was on my bed and I was feeling so itchy. But me, I was in my bed, I was feeling itchy. I was sleeping at the topmost. It's a bunk bed, but it is three bunk bed. So I was sleeping at the topmost, and then I was feeling so itchy. So I've covered myself, and sorry if this is really sensitive, but I was scratching. I was feeling really itchy. Then later on, it went on for like 2 days. I did not understand. So later on, I had a school mother and she had a friend. She was automatically my school mother as well. So I told both of them, I was like, I'm feeling this itchiness and I don't like it. Like, I don't understand. I haven't done anything to myself. And then I'm feeling itchy. So what do I do? And so there and there they got to know it was white, and they told me that it is white. Okay, Ghana locally we call it white. So that's what they told me, and I'm like, what is that? I've never ever in my life, and I told myself I was never going to get it. So how come I have it now? So they told me to call anybody at home. So I called my auntie from the house and I told her, and she told me I should use something. I'm not gonna say it because it's not the proper way to treat it. I'm sorry. It's not the proper way to treat it. But it reduced the itchiness. But still, after some few hours, it was still itchy, no matter what. But I don't know where I got it from, because always I go to the toilet or I go to the lavatory, I'm going to do my do. I always pour Dettol or disinfectant into water, and so whenever that I get there, I just pour it on the surface of whatever that I'm going to use. So my cause, I actually don't get it. I actually don't know how I got there. I actually don't know how I got it. I don't know whether it's my hormonal imbalance. I don't know whether I got it from the lavatory. I don't know where I got it from. There was a time I almost cried. I almost teared up because I don't understand. You be in public and you feel itchy, you can't do anything. You have to try and walk normally, but the normal is not normaling. Did you get it? The normal is not normaling, and you're like, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So you just have to like walk briskly to your dorm. You go lie down, cover yourself with sleeping cloth, and scratch as hard as you can just to stop this, but it's still not stopping. I have had the experience, and how I stopped it, I'm gonna tell you. I went to the hospital at my vicinity and they prescribed a medication to me. So I went to a pharmacy, went to get it, and bet me, this is the funniest part, okay? This is the funniest part. I happen to not know my vajayjay hole. I happen to not know my vagina hole. Oh my goodness. This is not funny at all. How old was I? I think I was like 19 or 20, and I didn't know. I did not know my vagina hole. So I was like, damn. So I went to my grandmother. I asked Granny, where is my vagina hole? Because I don't know where it is. If you're too innocent, that's what happens to you, you know? So I asked her and she was like, oh, it's there. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's where? Come and show me, because I don't know where it is. So I thought my urinal hole was my vaginal hole. That day I didn't know. I used one. I was trying so hard to push it into my urinal hole, but it wasn't working. It was really painful. Oh my goodness, it was really painful. It was burning. So the next day I did the same thing, but it actually didn't work. So I wake up and I see this white, the residue in my panty, and I'm like, did I do well? So the third day I did search, but then I still didn't know where the hole was. I googled and I saw where it was. So I was trying so hard to insert my finger at where it is. And I got to know where it was. That was when I got to know where my vajayjay hole was. As an innocent child, you never knew. Nobody taught me to. So I didn't know. So that's the day that I got to know where my hole was, and that was when I inserted the first pessary appropriately. So I just inserted four, and it didn't even work. But me, it didn't work. It didn't work. I was still feeling itchy. But before you take the pessary, you have to take a dose, which is called monoflu. fluconazole. I'm gonna put the pictures here so that y'all gonna see it for yourself. The first day that you're gonna insert the pessary, the clovinal vaginal pessary, that's when you have to take the monoflu fluconazole. After taking it, you have your clovinal vaginal pessary. It's 6 in all. How am I gonna show you guys? By all means, if you go to the pharmacy, they're gonna teach you how to insert it. So there's a blunt area, and then there's kind of like a pointed area, like a pencil. You're gonna put the pointed area, kind of like the pointed area is blunt. It's not pointed, but it's blunt, but not too blunt like the bottom area. So you're gonna put that part in it, your thumb and your index holding it, by your index pushing the bottom, the blunt bottom inside. You have to push it not too inside and not closer to your vulva as well. It has to be inside, but don't push it in. It's gonna work. And you have to take it only when you're going to sleep, because if you're taking it whilst you're walking around, it's not gonna work. It's gonna drain down. It will drain. It's solid, but then when it enters and it's working, it's melt. It melts automatically. So you have to lie down. If you have to raise your knees to insert it, that's what I did. If you have to raise your knees to insert it, do it. And then after, put your legs back down and then sleep there for like 30 minutes or like an hour before you can get up. If you want to urinate at that point, I beg, and I beg, keep your urine, okay? Keep your urine after like an hour, averagely 30 minutes, but after like an hour you can do your pee. So back to my story. Let's just end my story. So I took the 4 and it didn't work. So right now I'm not supposed to go to the hospital because I've got to know what to use. So I bought monoflu fluconazole again, and then I bought the clovinal vaginal pessaries, and then I did it again for like a week. It was gone. Now I'm free from bacterial yeast infection. Yes, it is curable since I've experienced it and I don't have it. I am bacterial yeast infection free now, okay? So it's curable. Don't panic if you have it. So now let's move to our last subtopic. It's just doing the opposite of the causes. You have to take low refined carbohydrates. Try to maintain your weight. If you're big, I'm not saying reduce, but maintain it. As far as you're not having diabetes, maintain your weight. Don't wear synthetic on these because they can't absorb water. And then water activates bacteria and multiply them to cause bacterial yeast infection. So it's better to wear cotton or silked underwear. They can absorb moisture so that it can keep the place dry and neat. Also, you're not supposed to douche. Also, in my case, when I was in school, it can be that the place was untidy or it wasn't neat, and I thought the disinfectant was gonna do something, but it actually didn't do anything, and I got bacterial yeast infection through that. So what I recommend is that you practice good personal hygiene. I'm trying my very best not to do self-medication like every time. When I'm having menstrual pains, do you know what I do? I don't take in medicine. I mean, it's not like that for everybody, but I don't take in medicine because the more I take medicine, it's worsening. So I don't take in medicine. I just go through the pain, just like that. Or I use hot water bottle to try and, massage my abdomen because the pain is extreme. So those who take in antibiotics, I beg you, please cut off on it. If it's self-medication antibiotics, please cut off on it. Unless it's prescribed by a doctor, not me. I am a doctor to you, okay? But I'm not a doctor. Do you get it? Stop washing your private part with sweet scented products like soap. It can kill healthy bacteria as well, causing you to have bacteria yeast infection. Immediately after swimming, please remove your swimming clothes from your body, because immediately when the residue of the chemical get inside your skin, it's gonna cause hormonal imbalance, which can lead you into bacteria yeast infection. So in conclusion, it's not just one thing that leads to bacteria yeast infection. There's so many other things that can lead to bacteria yeast infection. So lovely ones, I am Alberta Payne Ajabin. Once again, I look like a doctor to you, but I'm not a doctor, even though I look like a doctor. So we discussed on the topic bacteria yeast infection. Hope you learned something from it. If you didn't understand anything, don't forget to comment down below your thought and let's interact at the comment section area. See y'all in the next GTWB Girls Talk with Berta. Thank you. Bye.